They were seen to be 30% higher in calories than what's stated on the label. You've been misled by 20%. If you're someone like me who tracks calories and macros using MyFitnessPal, then this video is for you because we're going to be talking about how you've been misled to believe that you're actually accurately tracking your calories and macros. First things first, I want to thank Paul Revelia for making a video on this. This is actually the first time I've ever heard someone talk about this, so I want to thank Paul Revelia. He actually made a video on this topic exactly. I'm going to link his video down below so that you can check it out and follow his channel. He posts a lot of great stuff, and he's also a coach just like me. He is a very respected individual in the fitness industry, and I highly recommend that you give him a follow. In his video, he referenced a study done back in 2013. This study was about the inaccuracy on food labels. Now, I actually printed out and I have that study right here. Now, in Paul's video, he didn't necessarily go into too many details, so in this video we're going to be talking about exactly what foods were tested and what foods you should look out for that are misleading you to believe that the calories written on the label are accurately the ones that you're actually putting into your body. Now, the reason why you should give a shit about this is simply because this could be the difference between you eating 2,000 calories and eating 2,400 calories, because the FDA gives 20% of error when it comes to these foods actually being correct. This could be the difference between you having 4 Reese's cups. This could also be the difference between you having 2 margaritas that are not going accounted for. The results of this study are going to shock you. Now, I'm going to display the graph on the screen right now so that you can kind of follow along with me, but I'm going to be reading off what the close percentages are for how far off they are. And I'm going to be reading 10 snacks that I found very shocking to believe that they are not actually as accurate as the label says. Sadly, the first one is Hershey's milk chocolate bars. They were seen to be 30% higher in calories than what's stated on the label. The second one also hit me deep. Reese's peanut butter cups were seen to be above 25% higher in calories than what's stated on the label. Lay's potato chips were seen to be 20% higher than what was stated on the label. Tostitos tortilla chips were seen to be above 30% higher than what was stated on the label. Now imagine that eating those at the family party can definitely get to you. This one was really no shock to me, but Dreyer's dipped vanilla ice cream is 20% higher than what's stated on the label. Nature Valley granola bars. The granola bar that every kid takes to school, the granola bar that you and I probably have had in our lifetime, is about 25% higher in calories than what's stated on the label. Planters peanuts, 30% higher than what's stated on the label. Yoplait smoothies, 15% higher than what you think you're having based on the label. Now, the last 2 snacks that I'm going to be sharing with you are actually snacks that are pretty accurate in terms of what's represented on the label. First one is going to be Snickers. So Snickers is very accurate in terms of what they're disclosing on the label, and it did pan out for the Snickers bar. The second one that we're going to be talking about is actually just Chips Ahoy cookies. There's about a 2% error based off of what's actually found on the label. So this doesn't really raise a concern for someone like me. Maybe if you're cutting aggressively and you want to account for every single calorie, then yes, you may want to account for that extra 2%. But for someone like myself who takes things a little bit less serious, then yes, 2% is not a big deal if I want to have some chocolate chip cookies. By making this video, I'm not saying by any means that you should stop tracking macros and flexibly diet so that you can actually fit foods that you love into your lifestyle. However, I do want to emphasize that you should be making sure that at least 80 to 90% of the foods that you're consuming on a daily basis come from whole food sources, whole nutritious food sources. If you're in college and you're buying a lot of packaged goods with barcode scanners and you're just using the MyFitnessPal barcode scanner like crazy, then you may want to rethink your strategy moving forward. Maybe start cooking for yourself. Make sure that you're not just using the barcode scanner on everything that you're eating. Having at least 80 to 90% of whole foods is going to drastically increase the accuracy of what you think is going inside of your body. Even just going down to 50%, as you can see, if you fit in a couple snacks that you may not know if they're accurate or not, it could be adding 200, 300, as far as 400 calories to your daily caloric intake, which can make it very difficult for you to lose weight. When you're in the beginning of a fat loss phase, I do not think it's necessary to be as strict on yourself with these principles. When you're further along in a fat loss phase, you really need to start accounting for every single calorie that's going into your body, because as you get lower in body fat, and I've personally seen this with my clients as well, the wiggle room for error is very small, and it gets smaller and smaller as you start to get to that single digit body fat. This is totally normal though, and this is what comes with the game. So when you're dieting down, try and make sure that most of your diet is being consumed with whole foods. Maybe occasionally have something that you indulge in or anything like that. That may be fine depending on what your goals are. But starting out versus when you're in the final stages of your fat loss phase, I would say you should approach these a little bit differently than each other and be a lot stricter on yourself when you're tracking barcode scanners, rather than in the beginning you may be able to track and get away with it. Personally, for me, I just lost about 50 pounds. In the beginning of my fat loss phase, I was eating a lot more food, scanning a bunch of barcodes, and having a good time with my diet. I can tell you right now that once I got to the 210 pound mark, I had to step it up a notch, and I had to take it a little bit more seriously in terms of making sure that my diet was primarily whole foods. This made it a lot easier for me to be able to continuously lose weight and keep it off. And go check out Paul's channel below. He puts out some great content. If you're looking to increase your metabolism, shed belly fat, get rid of your love handles, and get rid of your man boobs, then click the first link in the description. You'll be able to subscribe to my channel there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, homie.